Victoria's reveal elicits grave concern from Adam, and Imani pulls a fast one on Nate. Tuesday, July 5, 2022. Today on The Young and the Restless, Alina says goodbye, Chance surprises Abby, and Lily reveals big plans. Nikki enters Adam's office and asks if he knows if Victor and Victoria are on their way back from the airport yet. This is the first Adam's heard of the big homecoming happening here, but the location is telling. Nikki wonders what he expects. Adam questions if Nikki has any idea what his future will be since apparently Victoria is coming home to roost. At Crimson Lights, Billy leaves Victoria a message to let him know she's all right. It's pretty clear her family is keeping something from him. Nick arrives at Victoria's hotel suite. He was thrown to get her message but wonders why she's there and what the big mystery is. She pulls him into an embrace. In their penthouse, Nate has come home to say aloha to Alina as she prepares to leave for her convention in Hawaii. She takes the rose he offers and he muses that he came home in time for a meaningful goodbye. They head to the bedroom. Chance jogs into Chancellor Park and runs into Devin, who is also running. They catch up and Chance challenges him to a race. They take off. At Society, Lily joins Amanda and Imani for a meeting and asks about their mom. Imani just saw her and she's struggling with speech. Amanda explains they're concerned about her emotional state too. Lily urges them to take time whenever they need. Abby approaches and they all gush about the successful launch party. Lily asks what happened to her plan to open a hotel across from the Grand Phoenix. Abby grimaces, it's a long story. Lily wants to hear it since she's considering a similar plan of her own. Abby reveals that Phillies fought her tooth and nail. Amanda argues she didn't like the idea of a competing hotel in such close proximity. Lily thinks they need another hotel and a place to have Devin's talent stay. Maybe I could build an even grander Phoenix in Genoa City. Abby grins. The lawyers and Abby listen as Lily goes on about building a new hotel. Lily suggests it could save them a lot of headaches if they got Phillies to sell her the Grand Phoenix. Amanda highly doubts her pal would consider it. Lily muses that if she won't, she has no problem going head-to-head with Phillies. At home, Alina and Nate undress each other while kissing passionately. He pulls her down on the bed and they roll around as they make love. Nate gruffly tells her, "Aloha, baby." After sex, Alina and Nate go back downstairs and she teases there's still room in her luggage for him. Nate promises a full-on vacation at a later date. Alina decides she likes leaving him wanting more. They kiss and he heads back to work. At Newman, Nikki assures Adam she knows nothing about what Victoria's plans are. She hasn't been in contact with her. Adam reveals she was the only person on board and there are no plans to fly back. Nikki won't let herself believe it. For all she knows, she's just coming back to chew her father out for blocking her business venture with Ashland. Adam marvels at Victor paving the way for his daughter's homecoming. In Victoria's hotel suite, she tells Nick she wanted to thank him. He was the only member of the family who came to her with love after she announced she was leaving. Nick still didn't like what she was doing, but it was her choice to make. He asks why she came back and what happened in New York. In New York, Ashland goes over his last conversation with Victoria in his mind. He gets on the phone to see if there's any way to get him money back, but is told there isn't. Ashland angrily tosses the phone. At Chancellor Park, Devin and Chance finish their race. Chance won and Devin complains he has home field advantage since his name's on the sign. Talk turns to how Chance has been. He admits losing Ray was a big blow, but he honored his legacy by closing most of his cases. Devin's impressed with how he's gotten through everything. Chance tells him he had a positive impact, but Devin also knows he was part of his struggle and apologizes. Chance assures it all worked out. At home, Devin holds an emotional Amanda, who is upset after seeing her mom, who can't talk. He's sorry. She's worried about her sister too. Imani is putting on a brave face and maybe having trouble accepting the sad truth. Amanda laments not being able to control what's happening in her personal life. Devin pulls her into his arms again as she cries. They sit and Devin tells Amanda he's lost a lot of people in his life. She's so sorry. Devin explains that sometimes all you can do is get through it. If Imani wants to act tough, that's fine, but Amanda doesn't have to. He's there. Amanda marvels that he's given her emotional security that she's never had before. It's empowering, but she's also scared it might go away. Devin places her hand over his heart. As long as it's beating, she will never be alone again. They kiss. Chance catches up with Abby and Lily in society. He's taken the day off, spent time with Dom, ran with Devin, and now wants to spend time with Abby. Lily goes and Chance asks his wife to ditch work for a while. He has a surprise for her. At Newman Enterprises, Nikki insists to Adam that Victor was just trying to protect his daughter. She doesn't want to discuss Victoria any further, so they talk about a deal. Just then, Nikki gets a text from Victor relaying that Victoria left the jet before he could get there. She wonders what Victoria is up to. At the hotel, Victoria tells Nick she'll explain everything soon, but first she'd like him to arrange for their parents and Adam to meet them at the office. She's back for good, but things are going to have to change. At Crimson Lights, Nate runs into Imani and asks about her mom. She admits things with her aren't great, and she's trying to focus on work. Nate gets that. Imani then gives him the news that getting Alina out of her contract and bringing her over to their side may be harder than they thought. Her contract is airtight. With Alina gone, they can work together to figure it out. Nate confides that it's about more than wanting to work with Alina again. He needs the podcast to help fulfill the promise he made at the launch party. Imani will set up a meeting with Sally Spectra about the matter. When Nate's back is turned, she calls and makes a dinner reservation for 2 for the next night. She rejoins Nate, who asks if she had any luck getting a meeting with Sally Spectra. Imani lies that she's agreed to join them for dinner tomorrow night, and she made a reservation for the 3 of them. At Chancellor Park, Abby loves that Chance set up a picnic for her, but assures him he hasn't been neglecting her. She's proud of his dedication to his partner. They kiss. Chance gets a text about a case and Abby urges him to go see to it. He protests, but she insists. They kiss goodbye and he takes off. In her hotel suite, Victoria pauses while getting ready to meet with the family to flashback to dumping Ashland. She picks up her phone and calls Billy. Victoria tells him she's better than she's been in a long time. She's taken a huge step forward in her life and there's no turning back now. Victoria explains that she's back in town, but needs to meet with her family before she talks to him about it. Billy asks if Ashland's in the picture. Victoria declares that Ashland Locke is finally out of her life for good. At Chancellor Winters, Billy updates Lily that Victoria is back in Genoa City and apparently dumped Ashland. He's relieved. Victoria's back where she belongs. At Newman Enterprises, Nick, Adam, and Nikki await Victoria's arrival. She comes through the door and Nikki embraces her. Victoria is sorry to have put her mother through all of this, but she had to make her break seem plausible to Ashland. Adam stands up. So, it was all a scam. A trick? He shakes his head and asks, "What have you done, Victoria?"